Love music, love talk, love Wycombe Sound.
Monday Movies on Wycombe Sound 106.6 FM.
Hello, welcome to the Monday Movies podcast.
Yes.
Your great mates.
Monday.
Still. Anyway, yeah. Welcome to the podcast. It's Monday Movies.
Clocks have
Duncan,
gone back.
Toby, Lou. Clock's gone back.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you know what? I thought I put mine back to 2019.
Yeah, great. I've heard that joke
That would have
all
been
weekend.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Just chill out, God.
Oh, did you know it's actually only 8 o'clock right now, nearly? Oh,
You're getting very cynical in your lockdown old age, aren't you?
I know. I've been hanging
Yeah.
out with you for too long.
Yeah. All right. Let's get on with it. We've got a show to do.
Toby, kick us off.
Let's start the show.
It's Monday evening. It's just gone 7 o'clock. It's time for Monday Movies. Duncan Strip here with you, along with Toby and Luke, here for an hour of film reviews and news. Looking suave and sophisticated, gentlemen.
We've both had a haircut,
Thank you.
I think.
Have you?
I have. Oh, well, you can't. You
Well-
can never tell with mine. It just always looks the same. But Toby, you
Yeah.
have, haven't you?
Not since I last got it cut.
Oh,
No.
it's just you've just done something with it.
I put a bit of spray in it.
Yeah, there we go.
So there we
Fascinating
are.
radio. Any listeners we did have at the start have now gone.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is Monday Movies. If you want to get in touch, you can. You can email mondaymovies@wycombesound.org.uk. We're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and
MySpace.
I think I'm missing, and MySpace. That's it. Just search for Wycombe Sound. If you want to watch us, we're live on our Facebook and YouTube channels. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Looking fantastic. But we're going to start this week, excitingly, with a competition.
Ooh.
Yes. Thank you very much. There's a new film out in cinemas now. It's called 2x2 Overboard, the sequel to the film 2x2. It's an animated film for kids about some misfit castaways who are adrift in a flood, and they struggle to reunite an unorthodox family and outrun a volcano and negotiate a peace deal on a creaking ark.
Nice.
It's better than it sounds. Trust me, it's very good. And we've got 2 goodie boxes to give away. If you go to our Facebook page, you can see the pictures of them. They're in nice little crates, and you get some masks of the characters in the films. A luau, I think that's what it's called, isn't it?
Yes.
The thing they put around your neck in Hawaii.
Yeah.
A luau.
Right.
Yeah. Some colouring pencils and a T-shirt
Nice.
and something else.
What size?
Well, children's size. It's a
Toby,
children's film, Toby. You can't win
Toby.
it. If you want to have a crack at winning, we've got 2 to give away, and we're going to give them away at the end of the show. You need to email in or WhatsApp your answer to a simple question. The email address is mondaymovies@wycombesound.org.uk, or WhatsApp your answer to 01494449900. Question very simply: one of the characters in the film is voiced by Tom Fletcher. Which popular vocal group is he a member of?
I know.
Yes, but you can't enter.
Okay.
That's Tom Fletcher is a member of which band, and he voices one of the characters in the film. Email mondaymovies@wycombesound.org.uk, or WhatsApp your answer to 01494449900. 2 winners will be drawn at random at the end of the show.
Duncan.
Yes.
When you count down from 3, the prizes will appear on the stream if people are watching.
Very exciting. 3,
Okay.
2, 1.
Oh,
There they are.
They look nice, don't they? They look good.
They do.
Nice.
They look lovely. Yeah. And I've just checked, Toby. It's definitely a small
Yeah, it's
T-shirt.
definitely a small. Sorry, Toby.
So yeah,
Gutted.
you can't have it. I know. It's nice though. Good for kids.
This looks very
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Very, very good for kids. Okay. Anyway, how are you two?
Good, thank you. Yes.
good.
Another Monday's here.
Yeah, another Monday's here, excitingly, and we're here for more Monday Movies.
Yeah.
And we've got reviews coming up of, amongst other things, American Murder, The Family Next Door, Rebecca, Borat, and Onwards,
Nice.
as well as many other things, because we've all watched a few things.
We've watched things.
We've watched things for a change.
Would you like to start off with a top 10?
No, what I thought,
okay.
we will. Yeah, so we will. I'm joking. Come on. Of course, we're going to have a top 10.
This week's number 10, Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Good fun. It's a threequel to a film, so it's 25 years later. The annoying thing about the film is Keanu Reeves doesn't look like he's aged very much.
So annoying for you then?
Yeah, because I think he's older than me,
Right, okay.
and he just looks the same as he did in The Matrix, virtually. So it's very annoying, but it's good. It's good fun. It makes absolutely no sense. Bill and Ted have to save the whole of the world with a song.
Nice.
and they enlist their daughters and wives to help as they travel through time to do it. Yeah, it's daft. It doesn't make any sense, but it's good fun.
Good.
Nice.
This week's number 9, Onward.
Mr. Luke Davis,
Hi.
you've seen this.
I have seen a film. So Onward is about two brothers, and one of them, who is called Ian.
If you say so.
I haven't seen it.
We'll go with
I
Ian.
don't know.
It's his 16th birthday. Their dad passed away when they were, before Ian was born. And it's in a world that used to be all about magic, and then technology took over and magic sort of died. For the 16th birthday, there is a present that has been left to Ian and his brother Bailey, who's older than him, that will be open when Ian is 16, or when they're both 16. So this is obviously now. And it is a magical wand and a spell. And the spell is to bring back their dad for 24 hours so that he can see both of them fully grown up and, I suppose, see what the world's like. Basically what happens is only half of him comes back, and they go on an adventure to get the other half. Does that sound about right?
Right.
Sounds about right.
Good.
Yep.
And it's very funny. It's sad the ending is very sad. Very different for a Disney film. The ending that you're expecting isn't what you kind of expected, so it's very sad, the ending. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was really, really good. Another great animation by Disney and Pixar, obviously. And I like the concept of the film as well. The fact that it's a bit like our world, by the fact of, everything used to be steam powered and or like hard labor. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for.
Nor do I.
No.
Let's go with hard labor.
Hard labor, yeah. And but then technology took over and things do everything by themselves sometimes. And I like the fact that it was all magic, but now technology's taken over. So I like the similarities. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, really enjoyed it, and I would give it an 8.
Oh,
Yeah.
high score.
High score.
That is an 8 from Luke for Onward, which is available to watch now on Disney Plus.
Plus, yes.
Disney Plus, as they say in
Disney
France.
Do they?
No.
No, I didn't think they did.
Well, they must do. They're Disney Plus.
Is that what the French translation of plus is?
I think Plus is French for plus, yes.
No, well, if Luke Cashman's watching, he'll shortly tell us. This week's number 8, I Am Greta.
I haven't seen that. It's not showing locally, I don't think. It's a documentary about Greta Thunberg.
Ah, okay.
So I'm sure it's very interesting and very worthy. And let's say we like it.
Okay.
Because we don't want to get the wrath of the
No,
climate
that's true.
changes. So no.
This week's number 7, Hocus Pocus.
Apparently, this is the most successful re-release of the year. So lots of
wow,
films have been
okay.
re-released. Back to the Future, Indiana
Star
Jones,
Wars.
all the Rockies, the Star Wars have all been re-released. Hocus Pocus has been re-released just in time for Halloween, and it's become the most successful re-release. If you haven't seen it, it's a family comedy with Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy as 3 witches. I haven't seen it since it first came out, so
No, I haven't
I
either.
can't remember whether I like it or not. But if you do want to watch it and you don't want to go to cinema, I think it's available on Disney Plus.
Yes, it is available on Disney Plus. Yeah.
Or as they say in France, Disney Plus.
Do they?
Disney.
This week's number 6, On the Rocks, Duncan.
Oh, on the right. I didn't realise to come into this so quickly. I'm not prepared. Okay, so this is a film. It's out in cinemas now, but it's also available on Apple TV Plus. It reunites the director Sofia Coppola with Bill Murray. He plays a very successful businessman. I never actually think you find out what he does, but he's just very rich and very successful, and he's trying to reconnect with his daughter. His daughter thinks that her husband is having an affair. She's happily married. She thinks she's happily married, live in a gorgeous loft apartment in New York, but she thinks her husband is having an affair. Bill Murray, as a way to reconnect with his daughter and spend more time with her, decides that they should investigate and become like private detectives and follow her husband around the city to find out he's having an affair. It's a very likable film. Bill Murray is absolutely brilliant as usual.
He's great.
It's like a love letter to New York, and it's strange watching these new films where they're set in cities where everyone's hugging and kissing and touching and streets are crowded.
Yeah.
It kind of looks odd, New York looks fantastic. It's very funny. I laughed out loud on multiple occasions. It's nice and short. It's only 90 minutes long. It was a little treat.
A little treat.
Really, yeah. If you've got Apple TV Plus, it's well worth watching. It is showing at the Empire Cinema in Wycombe at the moment as well.
Out of 10.
8 out of 10 for that one.
Nice. It's very good. This week's number, what do we go up to? 7? Let's go for 7. No, we won't.
6.
5. Cats and Dogs, Paws Unite.
I haven't seen it, but What? I think you haven't seen it.
No, I haven't seen it.
I predict it's awful. The first 2 are terrible. I can't see this one being any better.
I like the fact that because the cinemas have nothing out, that IMAX on their Facebook are promoting this film.
Yeah, I mean,
in a normal year, they would not promote this film as their Facebook header.
Yeah, I don't think you need to see Cats and Dogs on an IMAX screen, to be honest. In fact, I'm pretty sure none of it was filmed in IMAX, so...
Brilliant.
No.
There we go.
But they've got nothing to show.
No, that's very true. This week's number 4, After We Collided.
Which I still haven't seen. It's still doing really well. It's the One Direction fan fiction-based film about Harry Styles with Hero Fiennes Tiffin in the lead role, who is, I think he's related to Rafe Fiennes. I think.
You think? You're not
And
sure.
he played Tom Riddle in Harry Potter.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, when he was a little kid. So, yeah, not seen it. It hasn't got a good review anywhere. I can't find a good review about it anywhere, but it's a sequel to a film called After. This one's called After We Collided, and there's another one coming out very soon.
After We Collided, the end?
After I don't know, the aftermath or something.
Like
I don't know. But yes, there's another one coming out. Who knew that One Direction fan fiction could be so popular?
Who knew? I've just checked. We both gave Onwards 8.
Oh, well, there we go. Look at that. Look at you with your... That was ages ago I gave it an 8, wasn't it? Did you keep them in alphabetical order, date order? How are you...
I just used my eyes.
You're not doing it on a spreadsheet, are you? Because we know with track and trace what can happen when you're using a large spreadsheet.
I am using it on a spreadsheet.
Okay.
There's only 25 entries, though, so far.
Yeah, but have you backed up?
I have backed up, yeah.
Good.
I'm using the latest version as well.
Excellent.
This week's number 3, Saint Maud? Saint Maud.
How is that difficult for you to say?
Saint Maud.
Saint Maud. Saint Maud. Which I need to go and watch again because I didn't particularly like it. And everyone who's seen it raves about it. It's got 5-star reviews across the board.
Isn't that just normal for you, though?
Well, I don't know. I can't believe I'm that out of sync that nobody is... Shut up. That nobody is disliking it. It is about a nurse in Wales. She's a palliative care nurse. Something has happened with her previous patient that is kind of hinted at the start. She goes to work for a dancer choreographer who is suffering with terminal cancer to be her palliative care nurse, and she seems to think she has been sent by either God or the devil to help this woman get to the other side.
Right.
I didn't find it scary. I found it dragged, even though it was less than 90 minutes long. I just didn't get it, and yet everybody else has.
I think you need to rewatch it.
I think I do because everybody is raving about it. So yeah, but it's Saint Maud. It's doing very well,
unless you're Duncan.
Yeah.
This week's number 2, Michael Ball and Alfie Boe back together.
How exciting is that?
Yeah. You're not a fan?
It's not a film, though, is it?
It's a recording of their concert. I'm guessing. Yeah. That has been re-released, I think.
Yeah, because they're not doing it now.
No.
Because Michael Ball's just itching to get that dress on and get into Hairspray, isn't he? That's what he's waiting to do.
He's going into Les Mis before he does that now.
Yes, I know.
One more day. One day more, but never mind. And surprising for nobody, this week's number 1, Tenet.
Oh, thank goodness, Toby can talk.
I say this every week. I need to see it again because a lot of my friends weren't too keen on it. But I thought it was.
I don't believe you've told us that before.
Yeah, I've probably said that for about 4 or 5 weeks now.
I do. Oh, okay.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought you've been sarcastic.
No, I didn't. I don't remember you saying that you've got lots of friends who didn't like it. I did.
I can't remember you saying you had friends, Toby.
But I mean, I quite enjoyed it. It was a great cinema film. I thought the acting was really good. It's just very visually amazing. It is confusing. There are times where you're trying to. The conversation between the characters is very quick, and you don't always get everything they're saying. And there are parts of the story where you're trying to piece it together. But overall, I enjoyed this film. I thought it was quite good.
Duncan, your thoughts on it? I think they're pretty much the same.
I'm pretty sure Toby's thoughts on the film are getting slightly worse every week.
What?
I'm pretty sure you were quite positive about it at the start, and now after 8 weeks, you're going, "Yeah, I quite liked it. It was all right."
Well, yeah, it's probably because it's been 8 weeks, and a lot's happened in 8 weeks, and I can't really. I mean, I can remember it, but I can't. It's not as fresh in my mind.
Okay.
But it's not my favourite film of the year. I'll say it that way.
What's your favourite film of the year?
1917.
Crikey, was that this year?
That was January, yeah.
Okay, that was.
God, that feels like years ago when that was out.
Yeah,
oh,
okay.
That's
on Amazon.
That's
Amazon
now available on Amazon. Yeah.
Yes, available free on Amazon Prime. Okay, so that is Tenet. It's number one. We've got reviews coming up of Rebecca, American Murder, The Family Next Door, and Borat 2.
Duncan,
yes.
What's the competition details again? If people have just tuned in.
Just leading up to that, actually. Yes, we've got 2 boxes of goodies from the film 2x2 onwards. No. Overboard.
Yep.
2x2 Overboard to give away. To be in with a chance of winning, just email your answer to this question.
That's the email.
Tom Fletcher is one of the voices in the film. Which pop group is he a member of? So you can either email to studio@wycombesound.org.uk or WhatsApp your answer on 01494449900. That question again, Tom Fletcher is a member of which musical bands? Do you know, Luke?
I know.
Just ring Luke and he'll tell.
Ring me.
Yeah, ring Luke and he will tell you. Sounds all right, doesn't it?
Sounds very good.
Soundtrack.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's no Monday movies.
Is that because she was just very mean to Monday movies before you went on air?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
She's got no right to be.
No, I know.
Honestly. Welcome back to Monday Movies here on Wycombe Sound 106.6 FM. That competition question again. Tom Fletcher is a member of which band for your chance to win a 2x2 Overboard goodie box? Either email your answer to mondaymovies@wycombesound.org.uk or WhatsApp your answer to 01494449900 and we'll give them away at the end of the show.
Very nice.
You want to win it, don't you, Luke?
I do, yes, but I can't. Not allowed. It's against the rules.
This is against all the rules and regulations.
Yeah.
Ofcom will be on our back if you did that.
They would.
Some reviews then, shall we?
Let's do some reviews.
Let's kick off with An American Murder, The Family Next Door, which myself and Mr. Luke Davis have watched.
Hi.
Hi. This is a story of... It's not a story, sorry. It's a true story. It's a documentary. It's a story of 38-year-old Shanann Watts and her 2 youngest daughters who disappear one day in Colorado. Her husband, Chris, is devastated and can't work out where they are and wants to find out. The police get involved and it makes headlines around the world. I just wanted, if I could, but I don't know if I've got it, the klaxon, because we're going to have to spoil it. There's no way of talking about this really without spoiling it.
No.
So if you haven't watched it, turn off for about 2 minutes while we spoil it. So sorry, Toby, we're going to spoil this for you.
That's
Not
okay.
that you wouldn't watch this, Toby, because I think it would freak you out just a bit too much.
Yeah.
I'm
stay in your head.
weird about documentaries.
This would freak you out.
It's-
So this was a
yeah.
true story, which, according to Andy, made headlines around the world. I don't remember anything about it, but there we go. What makes it interesting is there are no talking heads. There is no voiceover.
No.
There are no reenactments. The whole story is told via either webcams, security cameras, cameras that the police have on their uniforms when they're going out to investigate, and a huge chunk of it is told because she basically lived her life via Facebook. So it's told via Facebook videos and pictures.
It's a bit like Searching.
It's like Searching, but real life.
Yeah.
So what happens is, and spoilers here. Well, no, the first thing is her husband seems like a perfectly nice, loving, caring husband. You see all the videos of him playing with the kids, being with the family, and he just seems like a perfectly normal person who wants to find out where his wife has gone. When the police come round there the first time, he's like, I don't understand. She's left her wedding ring here. She's left her phone. She never goes anywhere without these things. I don't understand. Where is she? Turns out he's killed them all.
Yeah.
And he's just lying for months and going on TV saying, if you're listening to this, please come home. I want you back. What was annoying for me was it was called An American Murder, because halfway through I was thinking, maybe they've been kidnapped. Maybe they're hiding somewhere. And I thought, oh no, it's called An American Murder.
Yeah.
They're obviously dead. So yeah, what it proves is, in a film where the killer is always the slightly creepy, slightly weird looking guy, this just proves that in real life, murderers look like the guy next door and could be just the loving husband and father that you go for a beer with sometimes. And the last 20 minutes...
Happy Monday, everybody.
Happy Monday. And the last 20 minutes when he's in the police interview room being questioned, and he actually explains...
Well, he tells his dad first, doesn't he?
He tells his dad, yeah. And he's crying while he's explaining what he did. Oof. I found the last 20 minutes incredibly unnerving.
Yeah.
And I've thought about it a lot since then.
Oh, really?
What do you think, Luke?
So the shot is a CCTV camera in the interview room, and you don't see his face. You see a side profile of his dad and him sort of at the head of the table in this interviewing thing. And his dad comes in, and was he? I can't remember why his dad came in. Did he just come in? Didn't he? I think,
although it's never stated, I think the police probably let him in because they thought he was going to.
Right.
Because before his dad comes in, I think the female police officer is saying to him, now's the time, you want to tell us.
Yeah.
And the next scene is the father in there with him. So I think they probably thought he might spill the beans if we get his father in.
So his dad's like, come on, what actually happened? And he just... something sort of just clicks, and he just goes on this story about the horrific things that happened on that when it happened, and you just sort of there sat there going, what? Why? Just how? It's just, and his dad obviously is just like shocked, and also but knows that he's done wrong, but wants to support him as well, and. You're seeing, someone telling this story, what happened, and his dad fighting with, how to, react, basically. It's very, very weird.
It is. It's disturbing. Even though you don't see anything. I mean, you don't see any bodies. You don't see any violent acts taking place.
His describing.
It's just very, very disturbing. And the other thing is, the reason he did it was so that he could go and live with his new girlfriend, his mistress. And I was like, you could have just left them.
Yeah.
And part of me was thinking, and this is terrible, all right, the wife you want to get rid of, but why the children?
Yeah.
I mean, they were 5 or 6 year old girls.
I think they were younger than that.
Yeah, something like that. And it's like, so the only reason he did it was so that he could go and live with his mistress. I'm like, you could have just left.
Yeah.
He can't be right in the head, can he?
But he seemed like...
Yeah.
No, but
you or me
doing that, and then literally standing and saying, please, if anyone knows anything, you can't be. I don't know.
The mind plays weird and wonderful tricks on when it's pushed into these situations. I think one of the police officers said something along those lines. They've had it before when things like this have happened, and they haven't, dragged on for months. But for the first couple of hours. Your brain kind of forgets what happens, and you have this whole cover story. And
the strange thing is, right at the start, when they find out they're missing, they go to the police take him to his neighbour's house because his neighbour has got CCTV, so they can see if they can see anything. And after the husband leaves, the police are left with the neighbour, and the neighbour is saying, something dodgy. He's acting really strange. And we've been watching it thinking, he's not been acting strange.
Yeah.
But obviously the neighbour knew him really well. And he said, something's up. He's acting really weird.
Yeah.
He's done something.
Yeah.
So the neighbour knew, right? The neighbour always does.
Neighbours always
Twitching the curtain. The neighbour always knows.
Neighbour always knows.
I think that the thing with documentaries is literally the power of storytelling. Like what you said, there was no pictures or videos or anything. It was just him describing what had happened. And I think that has made an imprint on your mind more than maybe a picture would.
I don't think you should watch it, Toby.
No,
I think it would freak you out.
I'm weird. I just
we know.
They stuff like that really does just sit with me and does play on my mind a lot. I don't know why, but yeah, it really does. Yeah. I think it's because I know it's true. I think it's because I know it's real.
Yes.
Maybe that kind of plays in my head. I don't know. But.
It's a very short documentary as well, so it won't take it's less than an hour and a half long, so worth watching. Luke, out of 10?
It's a hard thing to rate, really.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's the way they did it is very good, but obviously it's a horrific story. But I mean, the way that they did it, I mean, it was very well cut together. It was very well put together. So probably an 8, probably.
Oh, snap!
Yeah,
snap. 2 8s.
2 8s. All the 8s tonight.
Don't watch it if you're of a nervous disposition, but if you like true crime, it's called An American Murder: The Family Next Door, and it's available on Netflix.
Yes.
Don't watch it, Toby.
Let's talk about something cheery.
Thank you.
Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about Rebecca.
Okay. This should be fun.
Also on Netflix. So, Luke, you've watched this. Toby, you haven't.
No, I have. I've seen this.
Which is good because Duncan during drive time went, so what have you watched? What about Rebecca? And I went, I guess.
He couldn't even remember watching it. Oh, so you've both seen it. Okay, so Rebecca, this is a new version of the classic Daphne du Maurier story, previously filmed, almost famously filmed by Alfred Hitchcock, starring Laurence Olivier. It stars Lily James as, I've forgotten her name.
Mr. Winter.
No, that's not her name. That's when she gets married.
Oh.
I've forgotten what name. Anyway, she's playing a lady's companion who are in the south of France, and she's looking after a lady when she bumps into Armie Hammer as Maxime de Winter. He is there after he's lost his wife. They meet, they become friendly, they fall in love, they get married, and he takes her back to England to live in his country mansion by the sea called Mandalay, which is being looked after by Kristen Scott Thomas's Mrs. Danvers. Now, Mrs. Danvers doesn't like a newcomer because she liked the first Mrs. de Winter, who was called Rebecca. So Lily James spends the time trying not to get on Mrs. Danvers' nerves and trying to work out exactly what happened to Rebecca and why she's held in such high esteem by Mrs. Danvers. Correct?
Yes.
Yep. I'm going to have to start with Toby because I think I know what Luke's going to say.
Toby.
Firstly, before you say it, can I just say what's really odd, and we'll talk about him later, is that it's directed by Ben Wheatley, who made Sightseers, High Rise, Kill List. So he's famous for making low-budget, grimy British horror thrillers. So this is a huge step up for him because it's a budget that he's never worked with before, huge stars, and not a genre that he's used to.
And he was announced recently he's doing Meg.
Don't
2.
spoil the film news, Toby.
It's where do I start? It's so it's got a few people out of Downton Abbey in it, and it's got the guy out of Mr. Selfridge in it. And I think the storyline is it's good, although I kind of saw it coming. Well, not the end, but without ruining it. But it was are we doing spoilers or not? No, okay.
Try not to for this one.
Okay. So the woman, she's looking after a sick woman at the beginning, and when she meets this gentleman, and she's starting to run off with him, the woman that she's looking after says, like, he's not going to love you, and you're not right for each other, kind of thing. And I just had a feeling, even I didn't like her as a character, the woman saying this, because she wasn't very nice. I knew that there was some truth in that, and I knew deep down that I don't want to believe her, but I think she's right, kind of thing. But yeah, it's not really my film. Like, it's not really my kind of film, period drama with a bit of a twist. I don't know, not really my thing. And I'll cut to the chase. Overall, it started and I was like, okay, and then it started going somewhere and I was like, okay, there's something, there's a mystery behind this. Didn't like the ending at all, if I'm honest. And I've just looked it up. So I've just looked it up to see, out of interest, what it got. It's got 6 out of 10 on IMDb, which I probably agree with. Maybe give it a 5. It's got 46% on Metacritic and 45% on Rotten Tomatoes. So,
Look at you doing research.
Yeah.
No, isn't it just
so overall, I'm going to be a bit biased because it's not really my type of film. But I think, the acting was great. The characters were good. I just didn't like the ending, and I'd probably give it 5 out of 10.
Okay, I'll go next. So we got a sandwich of opinions between the two negatives, because I'm pretty sure Luke's going to be a negative. I really enjoyed it. I thought it's a Netflix film, so it's too long. They're all.
It was a bit too long as well.
Too long. I obviously knew the story because I've seen the original film with Sir Laurence Olivier. I've read the book by Daphne du Maurier. I like the ending of this because it's stuck to the ending of the book, whereas the original film back in the 1950s changed it for obvious reasons. I thought it looked fantastic. The acting was really good. The thing that annoyed me most about the whole film was that the interior of the house obviously did not match the exterior.
No.
The exterior of the house just was not big enough to contain the sets that were inside.
When was it set? Sorry, I was trying to.
1940s, I think.
Yeah, I was good.
Something like that. Okay. And had it just been directed by someone I didn't know, I would give it a higher mark. But because it's written by Ben Wheatley directed by Ben Wheatley and written by Jane Goldman, Jonathan Ross's wife, who wrote Kick-Ass and something else, the Stardust. Yes, Stardust.
Great Stardust.
I expected it not to be quite so conventional. And what you get is a very conventional period drama. If it had been in black and white, it would look like it would have been made in the 1950s. But I just thought, but I still liked it because I liked the story and I knew, there was no surprises. I knew exactly what was going to happen. So I really liked it.
Out of 10?
8.
Wow.
Nice.
Here we go. Mr. Luke Davis.
Now, here's the thing.
Mr. Davis.
I can't really remember what happens in this film. I've watched it because I looked on Netflix, and I remember it looking very nice. And look, I agree with you, Duncan, that things inside obviously don't go in that house.
No.
Nice, but I can't really remember what happened. So I think that possibly says more.
Were you drunk when you watched it?
I don't know if I fell asleep maybe while I was watching it. I'm not sure. I can remember Lily James being in it.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm starting to worry about you.
I would.
Do we need to send a doctor around?
I think so, possibly. I'm thinking that I may have fallen asleep while this.
Yeah, I think
this film was on.
Yeah, I don't think we can take your opinion or marks.
It looked nice. Lily James was in it. She's great.
Yeah, no mark from you.
Well done.
No, okay, good. It'd have been easier if you just say I haven't watched it.
No, I know.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah,
a lot easier. Okay, that is Rebecca. It's out now on Netflix.
Don't fall asleep.
No, don't fall asleep.
Don't make films 2 hours long.
Watch it on a Sunday afternoon. It's a Sunday afternoon film.
Yeah.
That's
Put
what
it on
is.
when Downton should be on.
Yeah. Instead of Downton Abbey, put that on.
Yeah.
I think for that audience, sorry, I was just going to say, for that audience, I think they'll really like it. But just for me personally, it just wasn't, I don't know.
Well, Downton Abbey links nicely now because Toby can tell us about season 2 of The Boys.
Is that? Hang on, I haven't actually seen Downton. So, is there anyone out of Downton that's in?
I see. Yeah, I'll tell you who it is after you do. Tell us what you thought about The Boys.
Okay. So, Luke, have you seen this? Because I really would love to see your opinion on it.
Here's the problem. I watched.
He fell asleep.
No, I watched the first couple of episodes of series 1, and I just couldn't get into it. But the problem is, I keep seeing the trailers for both 1 and 2, and going, "Oh, it looks really good."
Right. Do you know what? It's funny. When I first started watching the first season, it did take me a few episodes, and I think because it's so different to anything I've ever seen, I really wasn't sure whether I liked it or not. But then once you get it, and once you do get into it, you're in.
Yeah.
So if I had any advice, maybe try again or stick with it. But it will, when things start happening, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. As it's your advice, Toby, I'll take it. It's not Duncan's.
But
of course.
I think it's a very relevant series at the moment, just to do with society. It's all about ego and self-esteem and politics and corporate. I love, quickly, it's a Marvel superhero film, but flipped, like turned on its head.
Yeah.
it's superheroes who work for this company that are run, and the public think they're, superheroes. They think they're these amazing people that save the world, when actually it's not like that at all, really. And I think the characters are amazing. I think the guy who plays Homeland, I really want to watch him in an interview because,
he's Australian, isn't he?
Is he? Wow,
yes.
I didn't know. He's an amazing actor, and he's a character who loves himself so much, and it just, anyway. So the first season, really enjoyed it. Second season, I think I enjoyed it more than the first season.
Wow, okay.
I think it's because your character, the characters better.
You must have gone through that very quickly because it's only been out not very long.
Well, I watched it with my friend in a week.
Wow,
week, last week. Sorry, I did about 3 episodes a night or whatever,
wow.
and it's it picks up where it left off, and it ties up a few loose ends. And I think the acting's amazing. There's C-bombs being dropped everywhere.
Oh yeah, this comes with like graphic warnings of violence, nudity, and that's just the first episode.
So violent. I mean, I'm not kidding. There's faces getting ripped off, and they're heads in half and everything. So it is, if you're a bit squeamish, maybe not for you. But overall, without ruining it, it's left us on a cliffhanger, which me and Duncan, I'm sure, will talk about. Backstage.
I haven't seen the last episode.
Oh.
I'm
Sorry,
I've got one. No, I've got one episode to go.
Yeah, you okay?
So, yes, but I agree. I'm absolutely loving it. And the Downton Abbey connection is when Bill Butcher's mum turns up. It happens to be Mrs. Patmore, and one of if you've watched Downton Abbey, she's the cook. And one of the first words out of her mouth is the C-bomb, which I think of all the violence, gore, everything that's in it that's shocking, the sex, the violence, the gore, the thing that shocked me most was when Mrs. Patmore dropped the C-bomb. I lost it. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah.
There's well, Duncan, you and me will have I'm very excited to see how you think about the last episode because a lot happens. But overall, I think it's such a great series. It really does. It's like nothing I've ever seen, and it. The idea of superheroes working for a corporate organisation, I think, is just such a great idea. It covers a lot of topics that's going on at the moment. The acting is incredible. The characters, you hate some, you love some, and I can't binge watch stuff quickly, and I've literally watched this in 4 days, I think.
Wow,
so
that's impressive.
High praise indeed.
Yeah.
So high praise, and I think they've just announced season 3.
Yeah, there's going to be a season 3.
So cool. I'm very looking forward to that. But yeah,
excellent. Nice. Welcome back to Monday Movies here on Wycombe Sound. A reminder of the competition. We've got 2 goodie boxes for 2x2 Overboard to give away. Just answer this simple question. Tom Fletcher, who voices one of the characters in the film, is a member of which band? You can email mondaymovies@wycombesound.org.uk or WhatsApp your answer to 01494449900.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
Nice.
So we have some more film reviews and then a little bit of film news. Very quickly, let's just cross this one off the list. Hubie Halloween. This is Adam Sandler's new comedy on Netflix. He plays Hubie.
You were excited for this?
Who lives in the... Was I?
Yes. Because I remember... hang on.
No.
Was it this film?
I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
There's another Halloween film that you were really looking forward to, and I wasn't sure about it. What was that?
Halloween?
No. It was a comedy.
Right. Okay, we'll think about that.
Moving on.
Hubie Halloween. Adam Sandler plays Hubie, a character in the town of Salem, a convicted murderer in a prison nearby who killed people at Halloween, escapes, and he's in the town disguised trying to kill people. I didn't even get to the end. This was one of the most annoying, obnoxious things. I mean, Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems, which is a Netflix film, is phenomenal and deserved an Oscar.
I really need to watch that.
In this, he is possibly the most annoying person I've ever seen in a film. He gives himself a speech inflection, which makes him sound really weird. In fact, half the time I couldn't understand what he was saying. The jokes are basically just people falling over and getting hit with things. It is dreadful. There you go. Don't watch. It is absolutely dreadful. If you want to watch something, watch Hocus Pocus. If you want something funny for Halloween, watch Hocus Pocus on Disney Plus. Don't watch Hubie Halloween.
Out of 10?
1.
Wow.
Can I give something 0?
Yeah, why not?
No, I'll give it 1 because there was one funny line by a famous actor in it. By the way, there's loads of famous people in it who just turn up to give one-liners.
Okay.
But oh my god, it is dreadful. Tempted to watch it?
No.
I think when COVID's over and I was catching up with someone I haven't seen for years, I'll probably put it on the background. But...
Yeah, don't. It's terrible. That's Hubie Halloween.
Hang on, Toby. You put stuff on in the background if you're catching up with people.
Well, no,
they're boring. So if you go around his house, he'll say, "Oh, we want to chat. Let me just put the telly on."
No, the point is because obviously you don't need to pay attention because Yeah,
most people would put music on, but okay.
Anyway, yeah.
At the other end of the scale, though, on Netflix, I was going to say Virgin. Then I don't know why. I tell you why I was going to say Virgin is on Netflix is the 40-year-old version. So not the 40-year-old virgin, it's the 40-year-old version. This is a film written, directed, and starring Rada Blank, who is a black comic and American comic and actress. She plays a kind of version of herself, a playwright. Blank.
No, what's her second name?
Blank.
Yeah, it's a joke. Don't worry.
I don't understand how that joke worked.
Blank.
Luke?
No, there's nothing there.
Move on.
Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Move on.
That failed.
Yeah.
Thank goodness you write songs and not comedy. She plays a fictionalized version of herself. She's a playwright. She was one of Time magazine's 30 under 30 to watch. But time has gone on. She hasn't had the hit she needs. She's approaching 40. She finds herself teaching theatre to underprivileged kids in New York. She suddenly discovers that she could use some of her playwriting skills to write rap lyrics and decides she's going to become a rap star. At the same time, she's being courted by a producer to write a version of a play for him, which would mean going against everything she believes in and sort of being commercial when she doesn't want to be. It sounds pretty dull, but it's not. It's really funny. It's really well acted. It's filmed in black and white. Which makes it look like Woody Allen's Manhattan.
Okay.
So it's all filmed in New York, and it looks absolutely beautiful. Black and white photography. You'd appreciate it, Luke, after your 3 years of film and TV.
No.
I mean, I'd never heard of Rada Blank before, but she is really good. And I say she wrote this, directed it, and she stars in it. And it's well worth watching. It's a Netflix film, so of course it's 2 hours, 3 minutes
4 days
long.
Oh, okay.
Didn't need to be, could have been 90 minutes. But I highly recommend it, especially for you, Toby, because of the musical aspect of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very good. It's called the 40-year-old version.
I kind of feel like Netflix say if you want to make a film, you have to make it over 2 hours and 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
No, I think most filmmakers want to make long films, and studios say, no, we need to get as many showings as possible, so keep it under 2 hours. Whereas Netflix just say, here's some money, go make a film.
Go for it.
Yeah, just go for it. Yeah, 40-year-old version. It's on Netflix now. And another series that is on Apple TV Plus, if anyone's got Apple TV Plus. There's not a lot on there.
No, more or less than Disney. Original stuff, though.
Probably less.
Wow.
Because they don't do animation.
Okay.
Because there's original animation on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
One thing I would recommend, though, is Defending Jacob. It's an 8-part series. It stars Chris... Not Pine.
Pratt.
Not Pratt.
Hemsworth.
Not Hemsworth. Captain America.
Evans.
Thank you. It stars Chris Evans and Michelle Dockery from Downton Abbey. And they play the parents of the titular Jacob. He's a student in a school. His dad, played by Chris Evans, is the state prosecutor. One of the kids at school is found murdered in the woods. He's given the case, and then it turns out that his son is the prime suspect in the case, and how he defends his son.
I've seen the trailers for this.
It's very good. It's it's based on a novel, and you can tell because it kind of plays like a novel. It's very well made. It's all directed by the same person, Morten Helmer, I think his name is, who directed Headhunters and Trollhunter. So it looks beautiful. The acting's fantastic, and it has a very ambiguous ending, which is rather disturbing.
Is it a page turner?
It would be if it's a book. Yes, I was tempted to look for the book now because it was that good. It's very good. It's called Defending Jacob, and 8 episodes, all on Apple TV Plus.
I've seen the trailer and it did look very good.
Yeah, it is. It's enjoyable.
Good.
Anything else? No, you've not watched anything else. You do, have you? So that leaves us with Borat.
Yes.
Borat 2,
The big
or
thing of the week.
Borat subsequent movie film.
Yeah.
As it is called. I think it's the film that's got the most press.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
And we've left
thanks for both watching it. So this is the follow-up film to the 2006. The first one was. Wow. That's 14 years ago. So for the last 14 years, television journalist Borat has been in a labor camp because he brought disrespect to the Kazakhstan people. But he's taken out of the camp and instructed by the leader of the country, he has to go to America because the new president of America, Donald Trump, is making friends with all the dictators around the world except them. Right. So they want him to go over there and encourage Donald Trump to befriend the Kazakhstan president. He's going to take a monkey as a present. But when he gets to America and opens the crate that had the monkey in, he finds his daughter, or he doesn't call her his daughter, he calls her his non-male son, is stowed away in the crate, and she has eaten the monkey. So he's now stuck with his daughter in America, and he decides she would be a great present for Donald Trump. He can't get to Donald Trump, so he decides she's the present for Mike Pence. So you've got the scene that you've seen in the trailer on the news where he's carrying her over his shoulder into the convention. And it's much the same as the first one. It's Borat and his daughter. Obviously, his daughter's not in the first one, but it's him and her going around and embarrassing people, really. And the big targets there, so Mike Pence and Rudy Giuliani is the big one, because that's the one in the news where he's caught with his hand down his trousers after the interview with the daughter is finished. Because by the end of the film, his daughter has become an interviewer for an American TV station. Right. And she's interviewing Rudy Giuliani. And at the end, he's kind of touching her suggestively, lying back on the bed with his hands down his trousers, which he claims was to get rid of the microphone after the interview had finished. But if you watch it, it's obviously not. And the big targets that he hits are understandable and they are quite funny. It's the smaller ones that don't make sense. So they hire a babysitter who's a perfectly nice black American lady to babysit this grown-up daughter. And then they make her look silly for no apparent reason. They go into a gun store to buy a gun and they make him look silly. Yeah. They go to a doctor for an abortion and they make the doctor look silly. And I didn't understand why they needed to do those bits. So even though it's only short, it's an hour and 40 minutes long, I think, it feels very flabby.
Not Netflix.
Okay, no, because it's Amazon. No, it's 1 hour 35 minutes, and even at that length, it feels quite flabby. I giggled a couple of times.
You giggled,
but I didn't laugh out loud. I remember barely laughing in the first one when I saw it at the cinema.
It does seem like it's been made and brought out for a reason at this time.
Oh yeah, he wanted it released before the election. Donald Trump's done himself no favors because he's actually brought attention to it, because just this week in the news he's saying that Sacha Baron Cohen is an idiot, so he's giving him free publicity. So yes, it's been brought out for a reason, but the targets are a bit too easy. The big targets are too easy and the little targets are slightly pointless. So all in all, a missed opportunity.
I've pretty much seen reviews along the. I mean, Borat isn't my favourite film, and the second one, when I've seen the trailer, because it's been everywhere. Again, haven't not really done anything for me. And then reading the reviews, a bit like, yeah, okay, so you're kind of just making a political statement, really. Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact is he can't do it anymore because everybody knows who Borat is. So one of the first scenes is him walking down a street in New York and people actually coming up and asking for an autograph.
Yeah.
So that's why the rest of the film is so it's Sacha Baron Cohen disguised as Borat, disguised as something else.
Right.
So most of the film isn't actually Borat; it's Borat in a costume as somebody else.
Right.
So yeah. Are you going to ask me?
Out of 10? I was trying to work out what you were going to do.
5. 5. Wow.
Oh dear.
That's not good.
Not great.
No.
No, I was really looking forward to it. It's very disappointing. But make your own mind up. It's on Amazon Prime now. That's Borat 2.
Just seeing if
Bit of film news? Yes. Sorry. You look like you're writing down.
No, I was just seeing what other people have given it. There's IMDb have given it 7 out of 10. Other people have given it about 6. No one as bad as you yet.
Josh Gad says it's the funniest thing he's seen all year.
Well, is there anything else been that funny out?
He needs to get out more.
I was going to say,
yeah, lots of things. Anyway, 2 bits of film news for you.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Ben Wheatley, who's directed Rebecca. You spoiled this already, haven't you, Luke? For some reason, so Rebecca was a strange one for him to take because it's not in his wheelhouse. Next up, he's directing the Tomb Raider sequel.
Yeah.
Which again is not something you'd expect him to directing. And after that, he's directing the Meg 2 with Jason Statham. So what I think has happened is he's fed up of making these small British indie films and making no money. Hollywood have offered him a shed load.
Yeah.
And he said, well, I might as well do it because I got to pay the bills.
Yeah.
So he's making the Meg 2 after he's made Tomb Raider 2.
I mean, I can't remember what you said about the Meg, but
it was all right.
Yeah. I'm surprised there's a 2.
Yeah.
Is this Jason Statham fighting a shark?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
Giant shark.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But, yeah. So that will be out probably in 2 years' time.
2045.
And the final piece of film news, which is quite interesting, even though I do say so myself, the makers of Bond apparently considered selling to a streaming platform.
And they've announced which ones as well.
Yeah, for the princely sum of, I think it's $600 million.
Yeah, Netflix and Amazon Prime, I think, were the contenders.
I think Apple were in with a shout as well. But I suppose the thing is, it's difficult to know what the upside would be to any of the streaming platforms because they're not going to get that many new subscribers to warrant spending £600 million.
No.
So I think it's just bragging rights.
I think
to say we've got the Bond film.
I would imagine it was announced that they were moving, and then sort of Netflix and the other companies went, "Oh, we might have a chance here. Let's get in there." And then Bond turned around and went, "We want £600 million, please." And they probably just went, "I'm all right, thank you."
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
I mean, I'm being lazy, but I'd love that. I'd love it to go on streaming platforms.
Yeah, because it would be out now.
Of course you would, yes.
Yeah.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
So
if
then I
that
wouldn't
did
have to wait till
happen,
April.
could you imagine the stuff that the cinemas would, they would be kicking off? I can't remember what the film was in America where they were going online. Or it was Warner Brothers, wasn't it? Said we're going to put all our films. And, that kicked off. But if Bond, because that was, the savour of the year, and that's obviously now been moved.
Apparently MGM have already lost $50 million by moving the film. So they've already lost $50 million because imagine all the stuff they had printed with the dates on and everything like that. So they've lost a fortune. So we'll keep you posted. It would be nice if it came to.
Be nice if it
It would be, yeah.
See, the problem is with Bond, and they wouldn't make any money from it doing it this way. But because it's such a big film, having it on Netflix or Amazon is a bit. I don't know. It seems like it's. Only certain people can watch it unless you buy one of them for a month. If it was on BBC or ITV or something like that, which they would never do.
No, they wouldn't.
It's a bit like with the with sports being only on Sky, and now there's no sport really on normal TV. You have to pay for it. It's a bit like that.
Yes. Okay. Well, we'll keep you updated. We've got some competition news. We had 2 boxes of goodies for 2x2 Overboard to give away, and we have winners. Julie Harris and Lorette Warner. Well done. Well done to you two. You have won those goodie boxes.
What was the answer?
They'll be put. Oh, the answer. Well, Tom Fletcher is a member of which band, Luke?
McFly.
Thank you very much. Of course he is. He's a member of McFly. That's it for this week.
Oh.
That was technically almost proficient.
Nearly there.
Wasn't it? We were nearly there. I'm not sure what we're reviewing next week because I'm not sure what's coming out. Netflix haven't announced anything huge.
We have some more film news in the podcast that was announced today.
Oh, excellent. Oh, no, I tell you what we're reviewing next week that we're all going to watch. His House.
Whose house?
His House.
Yeah, who?
It's on Netflix from Friday.
Nice.
Next Monday, we are reviewing His House.
Is anyone in it?
Well, obviously, otherwise it's just a blank screen.
Is it in the middle of
Is
is it in the middle of the street?
I believe Matt Smith is in it.
Oh,
Okay.
So there we go. Luke and Toby, thank you very much.
thanks, Duncan.
Thank you, Duncan.
The podcast will be available at some point in the future. We'll be back at the same time next week, and we'll be reviewing His House, amongst other things, and keeping you update of any film news. Coming up after the break, not after the break, after the news, Mr. Q will be here with his country show. Luke will be back tomorrow for drive time from 4.
Yes.
Thank you. And I'll be back on Sunday after a 2-week break for a Sunday breakfast. So look forward to you, seeing you then. Thank you very much for listening. We'll be back next week.
Hello and welcome back. What a great show.
That was almost...
Hey, that joke about blank was
That
terrible.
was great. I'm going to use that with all my friends. And yes, I have got
You
them.
haven't got
Use it in your stand-up whenever you do.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Can you imagine how well that will go down?
No.
We might get one person like, I'll be like, thank you. Thank you.
It would be
get you.
It'd be you laughing.
Yeah, probably.
Mr. Davis, you said you have some extra film news that I'm not aware of.
Yes, Tom Holland. No, Tom...
Holland.
Hiddleston.
Is it Holland?
Yes.
Tom...
Holland.
Spider-Man, yeah.
Is it? That sounds wrong. Tom Holland today, actually last night, announced the beginning of filming / production on Spider-Man 3. He got off a plane last night saying, on his Instagram story, saying, I've just arrived in such and such, can't remember what it was, for Spider-Man 3. Earlier on this afternoon, as of recording, he was sat on a sofa and he said, I've just got this envelope. Inside this envelope is an iPad, which has the script for Spider-Man 3 and what I'm going to be up to for the next 5 months. He then dropped the iPad, but it was still working. And knowing Tom, we'll find out what's happening in Spider-Man 3 probably next week when he reveals some secrets.
Exciting.
More film news from Tom Holland. He posted his first. He posted a photo of him as Drake.
Yes,
Nathan Drake from Uncharted, which I'm a big Tom Holland fan. Like he's a nice guy and he's a good actor.
Do you know him?
But
he's a nice guy.
Yeah, I met him down the pub a few. No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about. I wouldn't put Nathan Drake as. Do you know what? It's funny. I would probably put someone like Chris Pratt as Nathan Drake. But yeah, I can't judge a book by its cover.
No, never do that.
I don't know if they've wrapped that yet, but I'm guessing if he's starting Spider-Man 3, then
yeah,
maybe.
I'd imagine so. Yeah.
But as I say, I'm looking forward to it, but also I'll just see how it turns out.
Tom Holland and Chris were very good in Onwards.
Yeah.
Very, very
Although
good.
they were just cartoons.
They were, but still very good.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, the quality
Good.
of the cartoon, very good.
I believe they call it animation these
Yeah.
days. Yeah.
said
Okay,
cartoon.
that's all the film news. Let's move on to something else. I've got something to read to you.
Oh, well, hang
Okay.
on.
Yeah.
As you did last week. Oh, let me just settle down. That's exactly what. You froze it.
Duncan, get lost.
Duncan. Oh, Duncan's in an echo chamber. The photo is hilarious, though. Hi there, my name's Duncan Strip. Welcome to my new TV programme where I look round cinemas.
Look at this cinema behind me. It's empty.
It's great cinema. What a great cinema, everybody. Oh, he's back.
I'm there. I'm here twice.
It's
How's
magic.
that happening?
It will disappear in a minute.
Okay, right. I've got something to read to you from Kyle Cannon. Do you know who Kyle Cannon is?
No.
Toby, do you know who Kyle Cannon is?
Yeah, I was about to say, yes. I
Yeah.
know who that is.
Yeah, you know who that is, don't you? Yeah. Well, is that a man or a woman, by the way?
It's a guy. It's
It's a guy. Well,
I used to go to uni with him. Hang on.
yeah.
sure
Oh,
it's the
that
same guy?
explains it.
Are you? Well, hang on.
I'm so
Are
confused.
you sure it's the same person?
Oh, well, no, but he's written a review of your new single. Is it the same person?
Oh, right. Hang on. Well, yeah, it must be then. It must be because he did the artwork for it.
Oh, no, no, I'm telling a lie. I tell a lie. I've got this completely wrong.
Brilliant.
I have no idea who wrote this.
Oh, okay.
But you've been reviewed by young creative.
Oh, you've gone again.
Oh.
Oh, for God's sake.
Hi,
Hang
I'm
on.
Duncan Strip. Look at my great cinema here. It's empty behind me.
Hello?
Oh, no, he's not back yet. Hello.
Hello?
Hiya.
Right, I know what you're going to talk about So basically, he did the artwork.
Oh, that's why it's copyright under
Yeah.
there. Okay, well,
Yeah.
what is strange is that this article is not credited to anyone. But have you read it, Luke?
No.
Oh, let me read this to you.
Okay.
Sit back, relax.
I'm ready.
We're Both on the Same Team is the debut solo release from drummer and vocalist of 12 Hour Avenue, Toby Stubbs.
That's him.
During lockdown, Toby decided to embark on a solo project with We're Both on the Same Team being his debut release. Over the course of lockdown, Toby decided to reach himself, I think it means reach himself a few chords on the guitar. During this, he could overhear a couple arguing, Dave and Michelle. And the idea for We're Both on the Same Team was formed. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
It is.
yeah, it is true. Yeah, it is true.
After discussing it with his 12 Hour Avenue bandmate Harry, they decided it did not have the right feel for the band, and so on October the 2nd, TBOI,
I know it's probably a typo.
Released it as a solo track. Since its release, We're Both on the Same Team has gained radio coverage from Wycombe Sound. I thank you.
Thank you, guys.
On the surface, now comes...
Hang on. Thank me. I played it first.
Yeah, thank you, Luke.
Yeah, Duncan.
Now,
Thank you, Luke.
now come... Hang on, am I going again?
No, you're fine.
No.
Okay, now comes the review part
Right.
of the article.
Okay.
On the surface, Toby's first solo release is an alternative rock song. However, when you look deeper, you can see it has a moody atmosphere which has some well thought out lyrics. Opening with heavily distorted guitars, it's evident that this track is going to be one to remember. Toby's vocals have this wonderful quality to them, which I could sit and listen to all day. All right, get a room. His smooth vocals wash over you throughout the duration of We're Both on the Same Team to convey the emotive lyrics which come from a place that most can relate to, especially Dave and Michelle. The chorus offers a brighter tone whilst keeping the ever-present guitars. The drums act as an anchor through the entire song. They often offer moments of flair and flourishes of interesting fills. This makes perfect sense when you remember that Toby is also a drummer in 12 Hour Avenue. Around the 3-minute mark, yes, it really is that long, Toby really wows the listener with his vocal abilities, with a long sustained note, which seems to go higher than I would have thought possible, with no loss of power. This note then expertly slides down to reach its diminuendo, which I didn't even know was a word.
Nice word.
The drums become unrelenting, which sounds bad, but it's good, after this section, and their constant gain in power becomes an exact reflection of the emotion being portrayed by Toby's lyrics. Each word flows seamlessly into the next, and you find yourself gently floating throughout We're Both on the Same Team, despite its volatile atmosphere.
Nice.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
I mean, I don't know if you slept with them or you paid them to write that, but it was worth it.
I've got a few questions. My first question is that they know a lot of information about you, or did you write that about the other bit somewhere else? About the fact
No,
that
so basically, it's a girl who works for this blog, and I think she put one of our 12 Avenue songs in a playlist, and then so I just sent her my new song, and then she said, "Can you send me a little bio?"
listen to the song.
So I sent her the bio, like the kind of background behind it, which was that I did ring Harry and said, "Look, I don't know if this song's right. What do you think?" And he didn't. He said, "Yeah, it's not really us." So.
He said, "It's terrible. I don't want it."
It's terrible. I don't want to be part of it.
Who's laughing now?
Yeah.
So.
Well, that was good. It's a glowing review,
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
isn't it? I mean, if you haven't slept with her, I think she wants to, Toby. I'll be honest.
Jesus.
There's a lot of sexual innuendo in that review.
Is there?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Did you not read between the lines?
Yeah, it was just white space.
You mean it's blank? Thank you.
Hey.
Bringing things full circle.
Full circle. Isn't another bit about you, Toby, going into the higher bucks this when it comes out soon?
It is, yes. Next month. Next month that comes out.
It'll be in a book.
It'll be in a book.
In a book.
Yeah, which I need to probably get.
Yeah, we can get you a copy. That's fine.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, sweet. Thanks. Well, can I keep it?
No. No, Toby. No, I'm going to let you read it and I'm going to whip it off you.
Oh dear.
dear.
Oh, anyway, that's good. Any reviews of Drive Time you need me to read out?
No, we're not allowed to read anything out.
Okay,
They
fine.
all get deleted straight away.
Fine. I mean, I had quite a lot of good ones for the breakfast show last
shut
week. Okay. All right, then. Well, that's it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Unless you've got anything else you'd like to bring up.
I don't think so. I think that's
No, okay.
You watched the
Right.
rom-com, didn't you, Toby?
Oh yeah, I watched Just Friends, which is with Ryan Reynolds and I can't remember her name. I've seen her in other things.
Meryl Streep.
Not Meryl Streep. No,
The Queen.
that's it.
Judi Dench.
Not Judi Dench. No,
Amy
no.
Smart,
Margaret Rutherford.
Anna Ferris.
Well, Anna Ferris is in it. Yes, right. Amy Smart. Yeah. Anyway, it's a rom-com with Ryan Reynolds. You can see it's like the early stages of what he's going to be. You know, who he is now, kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, there's a few laughs in it. It's very,
What a review.
No, well, it's just my sister was like, "Oh, this is such a great film," and it's not. I didn't not. I enjoyed it, but I think she kind of bigged it up and said it's so good, and it was good.
You can tell it's a rom-com from the poster because the writing's in red and white.
Yeah, but it's it's very, very 2000s.
Yeah.
Film. It's got a few laughs in it. You know, it's an entertaining watch, but it's decent.
What the hell
Okay.
just happened at your house?
That was just somebody opening the door.
This just sounded like a small explosion.
No,
Is Santa early?
Santa's come early.
story of my life. I've told him about that. Hold it back, son. Okay.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, on that note,
Yeah, let's leave.
we've climaxed, I think, haven't we?
Hey! Nice.
Brilliant. Well
Nice.
Okay. All right then.
Bringing
Well,
the tone down as always.
I'm looking forward to next week because
You're not
neither
here?
of you particularly.
Oh,
No, because neither of you particularly like horror films,
oh gosh, not horror, is it?
and we're watching His House.
Talking of that quickly, I've been recommended to watch Haunting of Hill
Bly
House.
House.
Well,
Bly
I think that's
Manor
the
or
second
Hill
one.
House?
Both. Well,
Hill
both.
House is the first one, and
Yeah.
I'm halfway through the second one, which is Bly Manor, and it's not as good.
I've heard that.
The first one is terrifying.
Especially if you're scared of bad English accents.
Can you be scared of it?
Oh, they're terrifying.
Yeah, it's called English
Trust
Phobia.
me. Terrible. Because the first one, the Haunting of Hill House is set in America. Fine. The second one is set in England.
Is the
But
first
it's-
one got like there's an elevator or a lift in it? Is that the one I'm thinking about?
Yeah. But the second one is set in England, but it's not filmed in England. So the first thing you notice and it's set in the 80s. First thing you notice is the phones are all wrong. The streets of London are wrong. The light switches are wrong. The plug sockets are wrong. And then a couple of people speak in English. Oh, so wrong. Why didn't you just set it in America? It makes no difference.
Do you know what my favourite thing like that is? There is a film that uses Dashwood's estate or the Doll's House in West Wycombe, and it's just randomly plopped in London. So like they're walking down Oxford Street and then they turn left and it's like, oh look, it's the Doll's House. I can't think what film that is, but yes.
Well, there we go. But the first one's very good, Toby. The Haunting of Hill House is very good.
Well, should we
give it a
put my
watch.
review in for His House now?
No.
No? No.
I think you should watch Hill House. There's one episode that you'd appreciate with your 3 years of film and TV, Luke.
You've
of Hill
said
House,
that more than me tonight.
because it's filmed in 3 takes.
Oh,
The whole episode is
Wow.
filmed in 3 long takes.
very nice.
There you
Yeah.
go.
But anyway, Bly Manor's not quite as good, but Hill House is very
I-
good.
No, sorry, go on. Luke.
No, go on, Toby, you go first.
I was just going to say I've been recommended to watch The Fall, so I'll try and watch that as well.
I think that's what they call drive
People
time.
keep telling me to watch The Fall, and I just can't. I just have not bothered.
Well, I might start it this week and
Okay.
let you know.
I might
Right.
watch the 1917.
Yeah,
Nearly,
okay.
nearly was going to say
Or
1975.
Parasite, maybe.
Or maybe Parasite.
Parasite's a great film.
Yeah.
Parasite's really good.
Yeah, 2 great films you got to watch there, Lucas.
Look at me. If only I had
Go
the
for it.
time.
Yeah. All right then. Well, until next
okay.
week. Fare thee well.
Fare thee well.
See you later.
No, just fare thee well.
Fare thee well.
Not feather thee well. No, fare thee well.
Fare thee well.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Go and watch a film, Duncan.
Why? Oh, behind me. I know. The projectionist has been sat there all night just waiting to start it. In a minute.
If you turn around, does it actually look like you're in a film?
What, in the cinema?
Yeah.
No.
It kind of does. Yeah.
It kind of does.
Kind of does work. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
Anyway, on that magic, bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.